Welcome to your practice today. Today we're using, again, the second chakra and the water element. And what I want you to know about the water element is that you are mostly water. And that water always wins. Water will always, over time, dissolve anything, even something like the granite mountains. So our practice today, we're bringing everything and anything to it that makes us feel stuck, that makes us feel blocked, so that the fluidity of our practice and the water that we already are can begin to soften and dissolve that. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Lengthen your spine. As you exhale, empty out completely. And let's start with the sacred sound of Om. Inhale. As you exhale, release your hands. Softly open your eyes and step back, please, into downward facing dog. From downward dog, just take a moment and let this feel like home base. You'll bend the knees, lift the inner thighs up and push the inner groins back. Hug the upper arm bones in, and from the back of your heart, reach long into your arms. And just feed your breath here. Inhale. Exhale, tapping into the fluidity that you already are. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale. And a deep forward bend. Exhale. Rise to stand. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Spread your toes. Lift your sternum. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Inhale. Chaturanga, knees or straight legs come all the way down. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Take a breath. Inhale. Feel the breath soothing and settling the inner body. Exhale. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale. Deep forward bend. Exhale. Rise to stand. Inhale, touch the sky. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga this time. Step all the way back and lower down. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Feel the strength of your bones, but then feel the softness and the ease that the breath can bring in. Feel the inner spiral of the thighs pushing back. Walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale. And deep forward bend. Good, let's do one more. Inhale, rise up, just warming up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, Chaturanga. Listen to the sound of your breath. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Rise to stand. Inhale, touch the sky. And bring your hands to your heart. Good. And I want to take a moment and just explain this rotation in the hips and the pelvis. We're going to tap into the strength of the legs. It's going to be a little fiery for a moment, but then we're going to use that heat to kind of sink and simmer and feel that heat to start to dissolve things. So my right foot is going to come behind me, and I want you to notice that the pelvis is forward, and I want you to do this with me. And now I want you to spin and open the right hip out to the right. Turn your right hip forward again. Just notice it's closed. And now open the right hip out to the right. you're also going to pivot your your left foot, your standing foot. Okay? So again, turn your left foot to the left, turn your right hip forward, and now open your right hip. We're just going to pivot and spin that left foot. Good. Come back. Let's do the second side. Left foot. We're going to spin and open and spin it back closed just to kind of be familiar with that. And now we'll open and we'll just pivot the foot. And then we'll spin it back around to turn the hip forward. Okay? That'll make sense in a moment. You can also have blocks in front of you if you like. We're going to fold forward and take your hands either to blocks or fingertips to the floor. Stand on your left foot and slide your right foot behind you. Notice your hip is down. Now, walk your hands to the right, lift your left heel, and turn your left foot. And notice your right leg didn't really change directions. It's still pointing to the back of the mat. And now I want you to drop your right foot down, hover it, and lift it back up. Lift your left heel. Walk your hands to the front, pivot your foot, turn your right hip down. Hover your right foot next to your left. Lift your right leg. Inhale. Lift your chest. Walk your hands to the right. Pick up your left heel and pivot. Right foot goes out to the side. Right hip opens. Drop your right foot down. Open your right leg up. Walk your hands back. Lift the heel and pivot. We have one more. Stay with me. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hover. This is strong work. Inhale, use your blocks if you need to. Lift the hip, lift the heel, lift your left heel, spin open, and open it up. Drop the right foot, hover, take it up, and spin back to the front of the room. Take your right foot behind your left foot now, and forward fold. Deep breath in. Sink into the feet, sink into the heat. Notice how easy it is to have both feet on the floor here. Take another breath. Exhale completely. Uncross your legs, separate the feet, and then draw in around your waist. Take your fingertips again in front of you, or bring your hands to your blocks. So blocks make this much more attainable, especially if you feel like you need to take a break. Use your blocks instead. Take your left foot behind you, lift your left leg. Notice my left leg isn't going to change directions at all. It's going to stay right there. Pick up your right heel, walk your hands to the left, and open out to the side. You can bend the knee a bit if you need to. Now, hover the foot, lift it up, use the power of the outer hip, lift your right heel, walk back to the front of the mat, and turn your left hip down. Hover your left foot. Inhale, lift the leg, lift the chest, pick up your right heel. Pivot over, walk to the left. My leg is still reaching to the back of my mat, and hover. Lift it up, lift the right heel, spin to the front. Exhale, lower and hover. We have one more. Stay with me. Lift the leg, lift the heel, walk to the left, lift it up, lower it down, pick it back up, lift the right heel, walk to the front, and bring your left foot behind the right and sink. Take a deep breath in. You might have lit up like 10 extra degrees there. Our hips are really powerful muscles. A lot of times we enter our second chakra and we think about like hip opening, but we also want to consider the strength that we need, that the water is also a powerful element, and that it can dissolve anything at all. Take one more breath, drip your head down. Exhale completely. Uncross the legs. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your spine, bend the knees a little bit and send the thighs back so you can clear the low back. and then fold. Take your left foot behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand down. Open your right arm up and just rinse it out. Take another breath. Exhale, still kind of living inside of the heat of the hips. Now, take your hands down. Listen carefully. Your hands are going to walk to the baby toe side of your foot. You're going to start to straighten your front leg. And now walk your hands over to the right and come onto the baby toe side of your feet. You may need to walk your feet a little bit closer. You may need to have your hands on blocks. This is a big outer hip and IT stretch. And that's what we just worked in a really strong way. So we built heat, and now we're trying to sink and simmer and dissolve some of that tension. Your hands should be in between the feet. Really activate your ankles. So we don't want sloppy feet here. We want to really push through the feet, lift the outer ankles up, and send your inner thighs back. Ooh. Take a breath. Inhale. As you exhale, try to soften your shoulders. One more breath. Sitting bones back, sternum forward, strong feet, strong ankles. And now you'll start to bend your knees. Set your knees down for Mukha. You can put a block between your heels, sit back, and settle in here. Take a breath. Inhale. Take your hands behind you. Lift your chest. If this is a lot, sit up higher on a block or a blanket. You can also unthread your bottom leg and stay here in a one-legged variation. But if you can, 2 legs. Take your right hand next to you, left arm overhead. Inhale, lift up. Turn your palm up to the ceiling on this left hand and start to lean over. Push into your right hand. Ground your left hip and open up your left side body. We have a tendency to kind of fold forward here. Lean back, open up. And breathe in a way that you can sense and feel the breath, the warmth in the pelvis starting to dissolve anything at all that's stuck. Water wins over time. Inhale. Channeling the element of water into whether it's a thought pattern or a physical sensation or an emotion we feel stuck inside of. Allowing the water to begin to rinse and wash and dissolve any imbalances. Come back up. Inhale, second side. Left hand comes down. Right arm goes up and side bend. So palm up for this variation. Pull the armpit back. I like to push into the floor with my left hand to get my right bum closer to the floor. Exhale. Take another breath. Exhale completely. One more breath. Starting to settle into the dissolving property of the water that you already are. Come back up. Inhale. Exhale, pause, and just land for a moment. Still sensing that heat and strength and power inside of your pelvis, the legs, the thighs. But that it's more balanced now, that we're dissolving any stress or overuse or tension or over-efforting. Good. And then we're going to lean forward to come on out. You'll tuck your toes, lift the knees. We'll kind of untangle ourselves here. Walk back to the front of your mat. And then walk sideways, and you're going to come all the way to the back of your mat. Bend the left knee, plant the right hand, and open your left arm up, coming into revolved low lunge. Stretch your right leg straight. And then take your hand down. Start to straighten your left knee a bit. Remember, you can grab your blocks. Walk your hands to the left side of your foot, and then start to walk your feet to the left side of your mat. So I've crossed my thighs very high. This is like Dandasana or eagle legs, but our legs are straight. Lift your outer ankles, strong feet. Try to walk your hands in between the feet, and it is absolutely okay to bring your feet much closer together for this. What's not okay is to let the feet go soft. So you're digging the knife edge of the baby toe side of your foot down. Send your sitting bones back. Slide your belly forward. Relax your neck. Relax your mouth. Dissolving the tension and any stress, any holding. And there may be some intensity here, but it's not pain. Deep inhale, sound your breath. One more exhale. And then start to lean forward, bend your knees. Come into Mukha legs. So you'll sit back on a block if you need to. Remember, the single leg variation is always an option. And then take your left hand beside you. Take your right arm up, palm up, and side bend. And let it feel good. Follow and sense the experience of things starting to leave your body. Stay with the unsticking and the ungluing. A lot of times it's our thoughts and our mind that we get stuck on these loops. Feel your practice, feel your breath starting to dissolve. Any imbalances. Come on up, change hands, right hand pushes down, left arm up, turn your palm up and side bend. Push the mat away. Lean into it, spin the left armpit back, push into your right hand, drop your pelvis. Notice any tendency for the pelvis to kind of lift up and away. Water moves with gravity. Feel the bowl of the pelvis drop down. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, this time we're just going to lean back and extend the legs out in front. Give them a little shake. And then go ahead and bend your knees and lie on your back. Take your right knee into your chest. As you exhale, just drop your spine back onto the floor. Take another inhale. And then straighten your left leg if that's okay. And then we'll come into half happy baby. So you can either take your right hand to your ankle or the baby toe side of your foot. Take your left hand to your left thigh and just gently press it down. Hold the ceiling up with your right foot. Widen your right inner thigh away from the right side of your belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Take one more breath. Good. Set your right foot down. Pull your left knee into your chest now. And then go ahead and extend the right leg. You can always keep the right knee bent if that's too much on your low back, but just hold here. Take one more inhale and exhale. Hear your breath. Hear especially your exhale starting to dissolve, starting to rinse away. Anything that's stuck, any imbalance, any holding. And then half happy baby, you can either grab the back of the thigh or ankle or baby toe side of the foot, but widen your thigh away from your rib cage. A lot of times we end up a little too narrow and our pelvis and our thigh bone run into each other. So make sure that you've got a lot of space here, really sinking into those powerful hips that we used in a really interesting, maybe a new way, but a powerful way. Take one more breath. And then slowly start to release your left foot. Place your right foot on the floor. Knock your knees together and separate your feet. Close your eyes and settle here for a moment. Feel your inner groins drop down towards the floor. Feel your spine get heavy. And rest. Dissolve all of your efforts here. Letting this imprint on you and remind you that you are more water than any other element. You are more liquid than solid. And that you have the capacity, it is built into your nature to dissolve anything over time that's stuck so that you can continue to unfold and move forward in your life. Stay here as long as you have the time for. I hope you're able to step into the rest of your day with a sense of strength, of power, but also the recognition of your ability to be easeful and dissolve anything at all along your path. Namaste.